At midnight, on the east coast of this country, the Atlantic bubble officially burst. Prince Edward Island, the first province to do so, has left the agreement because of rising numbers across the 4 Atlantic provinces. There are new rules in effect. There are more on the way. So let's go to Brett Ruskin, who's live in Halifax with the very latest on what is changing today. Good morning, Brett.
Good morning, Heather. That's right. Prince Edward Island no longer part of the Atlantic bubble. They've stepped away from the bubble, created their own bubble, really. And what the bubble meant overall was that when you came to Atlantic Canada, you had to self-isolate for 14 days. But once you were here, you could move around all of the Atlantic provinces without requiring that self-isolation. What this change means for Prince Edward Island today, for Newfoundland and Labrador tomorrow, when you go there, you have to self-isolate for those 14 days. So they've created their own bubble, essentially. And so this is all in an effort to try to limit the spread of COVID-19, because we're seeing a few more cases here in Nova Scotia, a few more in New Brunswick as well. Certainly not as many as we were seeing elsewhere in the country, but cases are certainly on the rise here, with community spread at this point in at least the Halifax area. And so Prince Edward Island making the decision to step out of the bubble as of midnight last night, as of a few hours ago. And so here is a few folks talking about their reaction to this decision.
It's safer for everyone, so it's better to stay home.
Keeps the community, keeps the island safe.
It's getting bad again. I don't want to be locked down again, but it looks like it may go that way.
And again, all in an effort to try to, again, limit any more spread. They are stepping out of the bubble to create their own bubble, requiring that 14-day isolation period if you enter Prince Edward Island, and as of tomorrow, if you enter Newfoundland and Labrador. Heather.
We're going to be talking to New Brunswick's Chief Medical Officer of Health coming up in the next hour. Brett, that province still bubbled with Nova Scotia. Is that likely to continue, or is that too likely to change?
You know, things are changing, Heather, hour by hour sometimes here in the last day or so. So right now, you're right, we are bubbled with between Nova Scotia here and New Brunswick, just our neighbors next door. There is that kind of very busy land border between us, and we actually heard from Lisa Barrett. She talked about kind of the importance and the differences and the similarities between these two provinces within this now smaller bubble. Here's what she had to say.
We have similar situations in terms of, multiple digit numbers in both provinces at the moment, and we are connected by a border for sure. So there's a lot of workforce between one province to the next. Really, the answer isn't restricting travel between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, probably. It's really understanding more about what's going on in each of our provinces.
And so that is the situation as it stands now, with the bubble now including Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. However, this afternoon there is a news conference planned with the Premier of Nova Scotia at 3 o'clock Atlantic, 2 o'clock Eastern time. No idea what is going to be said, whether more restrictions are going to come in or whether there might be the final severing of the last border in this bubble, meaning an end to this bubble, the last severing being between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. So we'll see. 3 o'clock today, Atlantic, 2 o'clock Eastern.